Hi everyone and welcome to our Gnome for Christmas collection. You are going to love the cuteness in this kit. It is going to make you create and create and create and create. We're sure of it because these gnomes are so cute. There's also a wild variety of other elements, background papers, everything else that it is so easy to create with, and I'll show you that in our card and layout later in the video here. But before we get into everything that it entails, here is our bundled collection, and for those of you that are new to us, when you purchase this collection as a bundled pack, you get all 5 coordinated products, and you save yourself 20% versus purchasing each item individually. So it's really a good deal. It's something you'll probably want to take advantage of here. So let's go in and see exactly what this kit offers. So in the background papers, you're going to see some of these, look at them with their cute faces peeking out here. Like, it starts off with a bang in this border background paper. And if you can't tell, the background paper here is a full white sheet here. Excellent, it's a little bit of an off-white, but I know it's hard to see when it's on the screen here. But there is a full sheet there. That's not just the border down the side. That is a background paper. Great big buffalo checks in all the colors. You're going to see this beautiful, more vivid green, as well as a more traditional, like Christmas green, as well as the red. Again, great patterns in here where you have like diamonds and some simpler patterns because you obviously need that stuff. But you're going to see some more intricate ones come up. Here's some with hearts on it. How cute is that? So it's great to have that mixture that Mary Fran does for us all the time. And like, look at this. Mary Fran called these peppermint. So as you can tell why. What great papers, right? Like, you can see these already where you're like, oh, I would use that paper. And then here's some really intricate ones with poinsettias and the wording on it. Very, very pretty. All different colors. So that way, no matter what your creative idea was, you have a paper to fulfill that. That is kind of the point of having so much in these kits, is we want you to be able to make things again and again and again, and obviously with different options to them. Here is the stationery paper, and again, this is not just this cluster and word art. This is actually an off-white background paper. It goes out right the full 12 by 12, as all of the papers are created in. So just so you know when you're seeing this on your screen. Again, stripes, ticking. You know what? Just can't get any better, right? You know, you've got so much creative ability. And then here, lastly, is the words background. So great that Mary Fran put in different colors in here as well on some of them. A lot of them are black. You know, what an interesting paper. So there you go. There you have it. We have now moved into the elements of and here's the bows and brads. So again, a little bit shiny, obviously in those great colors. So that's something that you really want, as well as the buttons here. We have all the coordinating colors here, so everything blends together so seamlessly, but so much fun. Candy canes, if that was your way and your thought of going, is something sweet. Frames, whether they be for photos, whether they be to frame in your main elements, however you choose to use these, they're great elements. This is a Nitwit card. So this looks a lot like the background paper, that stationary background paper, and it is. Like, it's very, very similar, but it's a scaled down version. I'm going to show you how I took this and put it as the inside of our card. So the handmade card that I made for just as an inspiration for you to using this kit, you're going to see how I printed this out, and this is actually the inside of the card. So all my sentiments can be written in over here. Works fabulous for that. Don't think of these as only for scrapbooking. Obviously with scrapbooking, you can put in a photo, you can write in journaling, you can tuck this in, whatever it is. But as in card making, don't miss out on these because these are fantastic. All of these Nitwit cards. Mary Fran has taken out all the hard work by designing everything for you so you can just use it, right? You can just assemble. Here are the cute little gnomes. Here they are. Take a moment, soak them in. You know, you've got all kinds of little guys in different poses. There's the little girl gnome. You know, they are fantastic. Everybody's holding something a little different. Everybody has a little different look. They are just fantastic. And as well, because of the colorations, you're going to find the right ones to pair with the background papers that you use. Here are journal mats. Again, fabulous items because they are lined. So the lines help you to keep your printing straight and, you know, your sentiment on, you know, you're not tilting off way down to the side somewhere. They work really good for me, trust me. The labels. Labels are great to add that pop of decorative appeal. Whether it's the sentiment that attracted you, whether it is the color and stuff like that, they are awesome elements, and again, pre-done for you. Poinsettia clusters, because you don't have to use this kit to just go cute, like with the gnomes. You can stay away from that if you want, and you just like the colors and the kind of whimsy of the kit. Well, there you go. You can go in just with the presents and the poinsettias. You know, you really have something pretty going on right there. So again, so many creative options here. Lots of ribbons in here, so that way you can add a pop of color and texture to any blank areas in your paper craft that you see. Here's a digital stamp. So there's no place like Gnome for Christmas. Easy to place onto a background paper or a element before you print it. Fantastic idea. Squares with the gnomes in them. Here's their little faces, and these guys are the ones that I used in my card. So again, spoiler alert, you're gonna see these come up in my card as well as this sentiment. And it is a super easy card to make, but I think it turned out fantastic. So you may want to copy that and feel free to. The Christmas stockings, again, in the colors, so that way, no matter how you're creating, you have that great Christmas tree. What creativity Mary Fran has, right? You know, to make a tree that looks like that, placed in the bucket, so fits with the kit and everything else. And here are the word tags that have both filled in for you, as well. You're going to see some blanks. So that way, if it doesn't exactly say exactly what you wanted to, or English is not your primary language, you have those blanks so you can write that on yourself, and you saw how great they turned out. So that's just the FQB by itself. The little bits, obviously filled. Here is that border that was on that first background paper that we looked at. So there it is as just a border. If you wanted to choose and have full creative freedom with that, that's how you can have that, right? Great circle elements with, again, close-ups of those sweet little gnomes. Again, circle elements with words in them. Mary Fran has done such a great job with all the font work, so that for those of us that, you know, maybe don't have as many fonts in our computers as Mary Fran does, obviously we don't. These are fantastic because it is the whimsy of the kit. You can pair that right up. So hopefully you'll start in the little bits when you create, because there's a lot of things in there that you're going to be like, ooh, I want to use this, and ooh, I want to use that. Well, once you get those want to uses, those have to uses, it's easier to pair up your background papers and your other elements. So great place to start in here because Mary Fran's done the hard work for us. Journal card, look at this as a journal card. Like this does, again, have a full white border around it. I think you could probably see that on your screen. You can see the full white around it. Imagine that as your card front. You know, like really, how easy is that? Print, right? You know, just size it to whatever size you want for your card and print. You can make Christmas cards so easy with these journal cards. Again, Mary Fran has done all the hard work for us. These ones, if you thought, okay, well that's, you know, not exactly what I wanted for my card front, you can scale these down in terms of tucking them into either your cards, your layouts, or your mini albums. These are fabulous because what great interest they derive with all their sentiment and everything else, right? It adds that pop of color and everything else. And digital stamps, again, you can have these. So hang on, let's go back for a second. So these digital stamps, merriest of, happiest of, jolliest of, you can pair those up with the word wishes, okay? So you have your wishes and you think, ooh, that's kind of cool. So place that on a paper or print it out and cut it out with either fussy cutting or with your Cricut or Silhouette or Brother Scan and Cut. But then you place this right on the paper. So imagine this is merriest of, and it's already flat and placed on the paper. And then this pops up because it's printed in paper and you've placed it up on foam dots or whatever. How fabulous is that, right? The wishes is coming up at you. So that's what these sentiments are for, and why they say this is jolliest of, happiest of, is they're meant to be paired up with the wishes sentiment as well. So sending Christmas cheer from our gnome to yours. May your Christmas sparkle. Again, Mary Fran has done all the hard work with these fonts. All you have to do is place that in wherever it is that you want to, and you're off to the races with a fabulous look. The 2 paper pack, again, for those of you that are new, for those of you that aren't, this is obviously old hat, but for those of you that are new, you see the same patterns of papers that you saw in the FQB, but in different colors, Okay, that's where the difference comes in the 2 paper pack and why there are no duplicates. You do not get this stripe that looks like this anywhere else. You do not get the ticking in this pine color anywhere else. So why is this here? Well, we want to give you so much more choice. If you have decided, you know what, I'm making a scrapbook album, a mini album, or all my Christmas cards with this, you want them to match, but you don't want them to be identical. And that's the reason for the additional paper pack. Here is the solid paper pack. As you can see, there's a bit of a 2-tone line in it, if you will. A bit of a darker line to the tone of the paper. Again, fantastic papers to use as cardstock to back your main elements and to start as your card base or in behind your elements when you're doing your layouts and mini albums, because it fully color matches. You'll see how we chose to use that when you watch a lot of our videos of items that we're making lately in our on our YouTube channel here. You'll see the actual cards and different things that we've made for Christmas here. You're going to see how I chose to use those, and you really should be taking a look at those if you don't use the solids, because they are a fantastic item. The color coordination alone really enhances your paper craft, and isn't that the whole idea? Is you're having fun making it, but boy, you sure want the result to be good as well. So lastly is the alpha here that I'm halfway through, but as you can see, it is in that beautiful red buffalo check. Couldn't be more fantastic. It gives you a large scale letters and numbers in order to accentuate whatever it is that you want to. Whether that is a name, a date, an emotion, a place, whatever it is, then that way you have it with the alpha. So lastly, before I let you go, here is our layout inspiration. So Mary Fran completed this layout, and look at how full it is. It's fantastic. Look at all the fabulous little gnomes. They are in there all with our photos to enhance our photos. The tree is in there. There's that Merry and Bright tag, which like I was talking about, and deck the halls. See how they just add a pop of interest and color? Same thing with the ribbons at the top here. If those ribbons weren't there, it's a little dead and white up there. So that's a great use of the ribbons, and as just an example, give you some ideas, right? As far as the card goes, here is the card. There are those squares that I was talking about, and I simply printed them. I sized them appropriately so they would fit on my card. This is a 5x7 card. I printed out the buffalo check, and that actually is a full print of it. So it's the front and the back. I placed on this star paper, this white star paper. I printed it and then pasted that on, and then put these squares on and popped them up on foam dots. So how easy of a card is that? Everything is really done. There's 2 papers and print off the 6 cards. Well, and cut it and assemble it. Like, can't be easier than that, right? And there is the inside. Remember how I was talking about that card and that journal card that is in the FQB? This is how I chose to use it, so that the inside looks every bit as good as the outside, which is really the point, isn't it? You want your card to be fully completed, and that's a great way of doing it, is by pasting that in there in its full size, right? So that is a full 5x7 is how I sized that card before I printed it out. So thanks for tuning in to see the bundled Gnome for Christmas collection. Before you dash off to get this yourself and begin creating, please subscribe to our channel to be sure you're made aware anytime new videos come out. Give us a thumbs up and leave us a message. Let us know what you're going to create with it. As well, please feel free to join our Facebook group, our Nitwit Collections Neighborhood. And when you've made cards, it is a fabulous neighborhood that is really warm and friendly. It's a great place to share. It's a great place to learn, and just a great place for a source of inspiration. Thanks once again for tuning in, and we hope that you have Gnome for Christmas.